Good morning, everybody. It is a super bright, shiny winter slash spring day. I don't go by dates. It is February 24th. February 24th, 25th. In 1887, snowflakes larger than milk pans fell during a storm in Fort Co, Montana. One flake measured 15 inches wide, setting a world record. That is amazing. That is absolutely amazing. I have never seen a snowflake that big. Seen snowflakes pretty big, but not that big. So, it is the snow moon. Happy snow moon, everybody. This is what I wanted to show you yesterday. I hope you guys can see it. I do have the solar panels plugged in, but they do not, it doesn't require any power right now, but if I so it is using between 200 and 400 watts. But now it's not taking in anything from the grid. It's only using what is in the battery right now, and it will remain 100% for quite some time. And then it will start sucking juice from the sun, which is nice because boy, is there some nice sun out there on that deck right now. So, I'm going to do a little work and get a little sun. Here we are. It's gone down to about 97%, and the solar panels are now sucking juice at about 37 watts. So, how long can it keep going with just the solar panels? Right now, it's 10 a.m. And just, 7-9 minutes later, between 5 and 10 minutes later, it's down to 95%. Now it's sucking 65 watts out of the solar. So it is adjusting how much it tries to grab as the battery life begins to go down. And the lights are still about 228, 230 watts. Well, pull her out of the bag, that's good. Nope. I love the smell of seed starting mix. Uh-oh. There's that wire. Silly git, Linda. Alright. That should do. For a little while. Alright, let's talk about bulbs for a little bit. You'll notice there's a giant divot in this one. That's because sparrows like to start digging in spring. You'll also notice that some of these have not grown These have. I believe that's because these actually did not receive enough moisture to grow. Ah, you know what? Little boogers. Something actually stole. Somebody actually stole it out of there. This one actually did start growing, but it needs a bit of assistance, and I believe the other bulbs were probably eaten out of this one too. I have no idea if there are any bulbs left in here. Maybe, kind of, sort of, possibly. That's just an old collard. But even when they do receive enough moisture, sometimes they just don't grow immediately. So this one's just gonna have to wait. I'm gonna give the rest of these a bunch of water and see what happens. These grew very nicely. They are ready to go in the ground, and what I'm gonna do is actually put these in the ground with the pot because I want to keep the bulbs. So there we go. Water, 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 water. You're going to need some protection, so you look here. Yeah, you can have some water too, it's all right. You need to make sure that these pots feel good and heavy. By the time I'm done, this one's done. And the birds are probably stealing the potting mix as well because they like it for what I call flirtation material. They put it in spots that will impress the girls. That should be good enough for now. Alrighty, so the bulbs are taken care of for a little bit for now. It is 10:30 and you can see that the solar power panel is now getting a lot less power from the sun, but we've only dropped about 10% total in the battery, which is great. This means that I would have plenty of time, if the power went out in the middle of the day, to do something about it. And the lights would continue to be on for quite a while in the nighttime, after the sun goes down, to be able to give the plants the light they need for the amount of time they need until the lights are supposed to go off. And that's only if I lost power. Now, obviously, when I put it back on the grid, it'll be fine. It'll charge right up. But this is perfect for my usage. I'm not going camping with it. I just need to ensure that these plants continue to receive the same amount of light and potentially from the heater. Now, when the heater comes on, the AC usage goes all the way up over 1,000, usually up to about 1,400. So it draws on the battery a lot more. But if it's a freezing cold night, it will keep the plants from freezing. Most of my concerns are for the light. I highly suspect the solar panel will continue, even in the shadows, to continue to draw power passively from whatever light is around it. I'm going to go turn the grid back on now. This is a really great test for me. It's worked out perfectly. Well, here's the front area. This is where the bulbs are going to go. I really love the sunshine out here. It makes me feel so much better. But these weeds don't make me feel very good at all. I really want to take advantage of the moisture in the soil to pull out weed roots and take advantage of the sun actually soaking up a bit of the water so that the soil is friable. That is, it can easily be picked up and moved around. It's not all wet and sloppy. Parsley is going to remain a centerpiece, although I know this year it's going to flower. That's okay. I like the yellow flowers. Should have brought my gloves. I have to be careful out here. There are a couple of hollyhocks I don't want to disturb. Those are important that I leave those alone. But I can't let these little buggers have their way. And I love the forget-me-nots, but this little forget-me-not is not in the right place. Is that? Nope. That is not thyme. That's... Nope, that's not thyme. It's a weed. I probably shouldn't have pulled that. That's an alyssum. I'm gonna have to find a pot for that. I rather like my alyssums. A lot of these lovely leaves that were last year's leaves from the fire lily have broken down very nicely. Dandelions. Dandelions and those bloody roots. Careful. Come on. No. You are coming out. There we go. A generous portion of the root. These are baby dandelions. I don't want to mess with this. This is actually a plant. This is not. Whew, stinky Bob. Oh, a lot of these are already flowering. Some of them are already setting seed. That is not good at all. The ground is still a little wet and sloppy. Now, don't be fooled. This is not a hollyhock, even though it kind of looks like it. Nope, this is nasturtium. Now, while later in the season I do appreciate nasturtium, it takes up a lot of space where stuff has died off. This early in the season, I don't let it grow. I don't want it taking up valuable real estate for the plants and the flowers that I do want in here. All right, I've gotten quite an amount of weeding done here, but because the soil is still sticking to my shovel and to the rake, I'm not actually going to put the pots with the bulbs in them outside here right now. It would just be inviting a whole lot of fungal disease, and I don't need that right now. So I'll let this just sit for another little while. And I know it's gonna rain again. It's okay. When the soil dries out again, I'll come out here for another go. And it won't be so hard this time because I've already done the majority of the work. I've tidied up most of the weeds. And then when I do come out here, it will just be a case of digging specific spots for the pots and their bulbs to put around this area. And of course, I can also come out at any time and do the carpeted area, which does need to be weeded, and then have a whole load of bark dumped on it to try to prevent a lot of this weed growth from reoccurring, and especially sneaking into my neighbor's beautiful yard. You'll notice the shrub here has undergone quite a transformation. It was feasted upon. However, if you look very closely, you'll notice new growth is occurring. So yeah, it can recover from being a buffet all winter long for insects and deer and whatever else chose to snack on it. Well, I think it might be time to get back into the greenhouse and see if that seedling soil has cooled off. Well, seedling soil is still a little too warm to actually do anything with. But that's okay because I've got these. So let's see what we can do with them. Here we go. Here we go. Crash. All right. I feel like I have the perfect little thing in here. Did put holes in the bottom of this. I'd love to have this filled with alyssum. That would be gorgeous. So, let's see how much Happy Frog soil I have left. Do I have anything to scoop with? Kinda, sorta, not really. That's okay. It's just... I haven't managed to buy any more potting soil yet. Gotta wait till I get paid. But I am gonna have to make a decision pretty soon on how much potting soil I do want to buy and whether I want to just get a load of compost and make my own potting soil. Although I'm not going to do seedlings, I still am going to do my own fabric pots, and that takes a lot of potting soil. I'm going to have to figure out how much that's going to cost me. Do I still not have any? Oh, here. Just use one of these. I think all my gallon pots are being used right now. So I have one white. Is that white? White? Nope. That's white and purple, and then there's one white. So I'll just sit down. Go on, go on, go on, go on. There we go. And I'll wait to trim that until the plant has established itself. It won't like me cutting its life away while it's trying to get settled in. Now, let's hope that actually turns out nicely. A little bit of water, a little bit of babying. These should be great. These are all the sticks I've got left. 5 wooden sticks. I've got a million plastic ones, but I don't want to take the time to wash those all over again. Nice room temperature soil. What do I have? I have 1, 2, 3, 4. Är det kvar? Jag köper det. Three. And 4. Oh, Linda, you're being so picky. Of course I am, because I want to know where in the little pots I'm going to put the seeds. More lemon cucumber. I have actually had a lot of interest in the past couple of days from people walking past in the front that say they're interested in buying the actual vegetables, not just the starts. Well, that makes me happy enough to plant them and grow them. It's always nice to see where our food comes from, doesn't it? Lemon cucumber. A new one. Alpine strawberry. This was packed for 2023 when I got it, but I'll bet that it's just fine now. So I'm gonna give it a shot. And this time, for anybody who remembers my terrible experience purchasing from Amazon and why I will never again purchase seeds from Amazon, these come from Fairy Morse, so I know these are actually strawberries and not fakes. Wow, these are really tiny, aren't they? Can you even... Wow. I don't like this. It's gonna be a little maybe I should have put these in a big one. I think I'll just sprinkle them over the top. There we go. Alpine strawberry. My last two, kale, dazzling blue kale, and blue spice basil. This was the free seed. Thank you very much, Baker Creek. Micro nippers, not just for nipping anymore. Kale. Good, big, solid seeds. I'm going to put 2 each because I know I'm going to be having a lot of this. I adore kale. Almost as much as I like collards. Those Georgia collards I've been growing for the past couple of years, they've been so delicious. I can see why somebody developed them. Here's back in the package. Cover them up. Although kale is a fairly big seed, it's a little light jealous. It does like to feel the warmth as it germinates. It's my personification again. Kale. Last but not least, my freebie. It's going to be interesting to see what my friend Jennifer thinks of the difference between the blue spice basil and the regular mammoth basil that I grow. Shall we do a blind taste test, Jennifer? These are teeny tiny little things. I'm not going to go overboard. I'll have more than one container of these. But I have to give these a very nice light little covering. There we go. All right. That is planting done for the day. Ah, what a nice, beautiful, sunny day it has been. Now, let's check the battery. What are we at? We're back at 100%. It's 11:47. And again, not taking in any solar power, taking it off the grid. right back to where we were this morning, working well. But since the solar power is attached, it is still taking in. If the battery power were to drop because the grid went off, I am confident that I would still get something from the solar panel. And that, for today, is that.